Hello everybody, today we'll be talking about the Dewalt 60 volt saws that we have on every truck in the city of Fairfield. We will be starting with the Dewalt 60 volt rotary saw. To get access to this battery, you press forward the gray knob, lift the black cover up, and then you have your battery. You just press on the battery to check the life. And then you have a black button on top of the battery that will release the battery from the saw. Every fire apparatus in the city has chargers for the Dewalt batteries. For operations of the saw, you have a black safety switch that you have to press in. And then once it's pressed in, you're able to operate the saw as normal. Since it's an electric saw, the blade will start quicker and stop quicker than a gas saw will. And then on this one, you have a water hookup for a garden hose if you're cutting masonry or concrete. Keeps the dust down and then also keeps the blade cooled. And then there's a shut-off switch as well to control the water flow. This saw has an adjustable blade guard. You just pull back on the black knob and you can adjust the guard based off what you're cutting. This saw in particular has a 9-inch concrete cutting saw blade on it. To remove this one, you have a black button that you press in. You have to rotate the blade until it will catch. And then with a 1/2-inch socket, you will loosen the nut on the other side. And then you're able just to take the blade right off and replace it with whichever blade you want to put onto it. To put it back on, you'll just line up that hole to the portion that's sticking out. And then with the cover, with the beveled side facing out, you will put it back on, tighten up your bolt. You want to make sure these are the bolts on tight so the blade does not come off during operation. All right, so once it's tight, that's all there is of this saw. Operations are pretty similar to the gas rotary saws. From here, we'll move on to the electric chainsaw. Same thing for this one. You can press the battery button up top, view the battery life of the battery itself, and then you have your black button that you can press to get the battery out of the saw. For operations of this saw, you have a black safety switch that you have to hold down while you are cutting for the saw to actually operate. And then for this one, if the chain brake's engaged, the saw won't start at all. And then once you release the chain brake, the saw is able to be operated. From there, this saw does also use bar oil, just like any other chainsaw. You have a black handle right there that you flip up, and you can twist it off and add bar oil to it as needed. You also have a little peep-through window that you can see the level of the bar oil on this saw. To tighten and loosen the chain, you have a black knob on the other side that has a little diagram showing you which way to turn to tighten and loosen. And then to remove the cover on this side, you have a black twist knob where that handle comes up. You twist it off. Once it is off on the underside, you have a little diagram that will show you which way the chain will turn, and then also the orientation of the chain itself. To remove and put a chain on this is the same as a gas saw, and the bar length on this one is a 15-inch bar. So to put the cover back on, you just place it on over, and then you just start twisting it back on until it's tight. That is all for these saws. Other than that, they're fairly simple to operate, just like the gas saws are.